Guided practice 1 and 2 on page 46. This is our final case. This is the case where it's prime. Prime means it's not factorable. It's kind of like with prime numbers. The only two factors are a number itself. So factor 4x squared minus 3x plus 5 if possible. If the polynomial cannot be factored using integers, write prime. And the reason we say using integers is later on we're going to learn some other methods, and you'll see we will find the zeros, the solution, the factors using these other methods. You just can't factor it. So let me do the guided practice here. A is 4, B is -1, C is 7. So we do A times C, 4 times 7 is 28. We want factors of 28 that add up to -1. This is positive, that is negative. That means our signs would be the same. Negative times a negative will give us a positive, and then two negatives added together will give you a negative. -1 times -28. You add those together, -29. -2 and -14. That's going to be -16 when you add them. 3 does not go into that. -4. Add those together. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. -11. 5, 6, 7. We're back at 7. So there were only 3 sets. And as you can see, none of them added up to -1. Therefore, we cannot factor 4r squared minus r plus 7. And you would write prime. Now, if you were to check this in Desmos and graph it, there's two things you would find. It's either going to be floating up here in space, your graph is not crossing your x-axis, or it could be crossing your x-axis, but you're crossing your x-axis at points that are not identifiable. They're repeating decimals, like 0.333337, I don't know. A repeating decimal, some number that is not an integer. Therefore, you cannot solve it this way. Let's do number 2. 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. There's no GCF. A times C, -10. And we need those to add up to 3. Oh, I didn't do ABC this time, did I? A is 2, B is 3, C is -5. So our factors, that's negative, so we're going to have different signs this time. The B is positive, therefore the larger integer, so when you look at absolute value, the larger of the two numbers will be positive. -1 times 10, that's 9. -2 times 5, that's 3. Oh, is this one not prime? Maybe it's not prime. I just assumed since it was on the page that said prime, but it was going to be prime. Let's double check we did everything correctly. 2 times -5 is -10. Factors of -10 that add up to positive 3. It looks like it's going to be factorable. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, so x squared plus 3x minus 10. I'm going to do the bottoms up method again. Here are my factors. X minus 2, x plus 5, and let's bring back our 2. Does 2 over 2 reduce? Yes, it does. Is 5 over 2 reduced? It does not. Swing that to the front. So this was on our prime page. So let me double check that we actually, I factored it correctly. Let's build our box. Let's check it in the box. So x minus 1, 2x plus 5. 2x, oh, minus 1 over there. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. 5 times x. And 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. This is our middle terms. They're like terms, so it's going to add those together is 3x. So first, 2x squared. Yes. Add those together, 3x. Yes. Negative 5. Yes. So this was indeed factorable. It was not prime, even though it was on our page that said prime. So there we go.